Alright, we're gonna get right into it. No intro music for the stream today, since we're starting a little late. We're gonna start, before we get to process of elimination here, which will be the main thing tonight, although I don't know how much we'll get to it, but probably a bit. I booted up Higurashi here, out of the norm on a Monday, because we finished Miotsukushi Ura last time on Saturday. Finale of that. And then next is supposed to be Higurashi Omote or Omote. I never bothered to check which of those pronunciations is that. And we are going to do that. And I was going to explain why this stretch of streams for Higurashi might seem different. But, because I understand it now at this point. I remember being very confused back in the day, but now it makes a lot of sense. But instead of trying to me, off the top of my head, recount exactly how this all works, especially for someone who might be watching, who's been following along this whole series, and doesn't understand, or not that they don't understand, and it probably would help if there was one thing I was going to say about the whole thing. Okay, so, yeah, this is going to be Higurashi Omote. Take your pick. I've pulled up the FAQ here on Miotsukushi on the 7th mod wiki question FAQ. The mods we've been using for both Umineko prior and now Higurashi. And they say, why are there 3 different Miotsukushi arcs? And then they say there are 2 completely different arcs, and one of those arcs has 2 different versions of it. So it's going to be a little paragraph, but this will explain it. Everyone will be on the same page by the time we start this. Miotsukushi was an original arc created for the PS2 release of Higurashi that serves as an alternate ending for the entire series. This we knew. We had previously read Miotsukushi PS2 version here on this channel. This is going to be an important thing. Miotsukushi PS2 on this channel started back March 9th, 2025, on the VOD channel. So on the YouTube VODs, if you're like, where the hell is the full Miotsukushi PS2? That's there. March 9th with part 96 is when we started it. I think it goes to 105. So from parts 96 to 105 here on this channel, from March 9th to April 15th. So over the course of like a month, I guess that's technically what, like 9 parts? We read the full PS2 Miotsukushi version. So then continuing the FAQ. When the game was ported to the Nintendo DS, some small but significant changes were made to the story and a full arc length segment. Sorry, I lost my place because I was clicking something. And a full arc length segment was inserted into the middle to serve as a conclusion for the new console arc stories. When it was later ported to the PS3, the segment in the middle was pulled out and placed in a separate arc called Miotsukushi Ura, and the rest was called Omote, or Mote. We just got finished reading Ura, which would make sense. We just read the part that was ripped out or pulled out of the middle of Miotsukushi later versions, and because it was now a finale to all of these advanced arcs we had been reading over the last, like, several months, right? So Miotsukushi Omote is the same arc as Miotsukushi PS2, but with those additional changes made in the DS version. So all that is left, if we're like we're doing here with Omote or Emote, is just now the same thing as the PS2 version we had read back earlier this year, but with certain little changes to it. And then it finishes by saying, some of those story changes are controversial, which is why the mod allows you to play the PS2 or PS3 version. Great. We don't need to read the FAQ anymore, because now it gets into what we're doing here on this channel. I have done now extensively over the last 2 years all this Higurashi shit. And so I had to sit here and decide, okay, do we read Miotsukushi Omote, or, you know, I don't want to go into spoilers because I didn't want to look at spoilers, so I don't know exactly the changes, either minor or controversial, that are introduced in this version. But I think it would be a disservice if we've done this so extensively on this channel here, reading all of Higurashi that there is that we can really get our hands on in an easy manner, and then not see this. I know we've technically already read it, and it's there. And like I said, parts 96 to 105. If you want to see the Miotsukushi PS2, we read all of that. This is basically the same thing with minor changes, some controversial changes, apparently. So even if we go through this and we agree that it's bad, we can still see the differences, recognize them, and be like, hey, here's some more. Now, here's the other thing. I'm not, and this is partly why I'm booting this up on a Monday, because just for like, this is going to be less than probably an hour, because I kind of want to see how this is going to look like. But on top of us already reading Miotsukushi PS2, I don't have an infinite amount of time. So, we're not going to read the parts that we have already read back in Miotsukushi PS2. So I remember, couldn't find confirmation, and I haven't tested it yet, so I'm going to be upset if we're wrong. But I remember months and months and months ago when I was doing research for this, that allegedly I can set skip text to all read text and only stop at unread text. And that includes then all the unread text and changes that we have already read from the PS2 version of Miotsukushi. I hope that I'm crossing my fingers that that's correct, and that when I remember seeing that, unconfirmed, that is the case. Because what we're going to do is, I'm going to set that to skip all previously read text. Apparently it'll see that I've already read the PS2 version of Miotsukushi. And then it'll just go fast all the way to, it'll like, we've done skip like a couple times when we've done like different arcs, I think, or different paths for like alternate endings and bad endings and shit. So it goes pretty fast. And in theory, if there's not a ton of new stuff or changes, I think this playthrough of this arc specifically, Omote, I'm going to just keep saying Omote to cover my bases. It should go really quick. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go in under an hour tonight, but when we read Higurashi tomorrow in full on stream, and then Saturday, like, hopefully, again, it's kind of weird, but I want to see the differences. I want to see what these controversial changes are. Allegedly controversial. But I also don't want to spend a ton of time in this arc, because we technically have already read this. Most of this. I'm assuming most of it. I don't know what percentage. Again, I don't know how extensive, big, long changes are going to be. But that's kind of why I'm booting it up today for a bit. Just because in about, 30 to 45 minutes, I want to see if we do it for 30 to 45 minutes and we already blast through a lot of this arc, then we're in good position. And now for the so again, finally, the last time I'll say this, if you're like, oh, you see a scene and it's passing by and you're like, I wish he would have read this thing. In theory, you can go back and read or watch me read parts on this channel, 96 through 105. That was me reading the PS2 version of Miotsukushi. As I announced on the text post on YouTube, I finally just decided to post it. In a perfect world, this is a little behind the scenes. In a perfect world, we finish everything to do with Higurashi by at the latest, mid-October. And then we slip right into Silent Hill F, which was not a game I was thinking I was going to play even, a couple weeks ago. And then I finally was, mulling it over. And if we go from, over the course of 2 years, or no, technically 3 years, we go all of Umineko, and then 2 years, almost 2 full years in Higurashi, and all the extra stuff, and then we slip into Silent Hill F, I think that would be a very fitting conclusion to this all. So, with that, I think that's enough explanation over 10 minutes here. We'll see how this goes. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping that it goes fast. I'm hoping this is the fastest experience. I'm hoping that the skip already read text thing actually works. I mean, not that I'm saying it can't be done, obviously, but how much do I trust that this file, this modded Higurashi game file, understands that I've already read Miotsukushi PS2, and I would need to skip most of the text here. Miotsukushi Omote, Waterway Exhausting Surface. This arc is an alternate ending for the entire series. It should be read after completing Chapter 8, yes. Omote and Ura, are two separate arcs that happen concurrently, but the two arcs can be read in any order. I saw someone online be like, if you really wanted to do it like it was back in the, what was it? Before the DS version, so technically the PS3, I guess, release of it, is to, like, start with Omote, and then stop at a certain day, and then insert and start reading Ura, and then go back to the other one once you finish it, because of, like, I guess just the order of how things go, because they kind of weirdly fit in the advanced arcs, characters, and all the things. Like, we just finished on Saturday, this past Saturday, which was good. So after sitting on it a couple days, fucking satisfying conclusion for our girl. Now I'm gonna blank on the name because it's been a long Monday. Tomoe Minai. She was a great character. She got her end. She drove a car into a plane. Crazy. The club members give it their all in an attempt to solve all the problems in Hinamizawa and carve a path to a happy future. Now again, we've read most of this, so we know this alternate take. I just need to see the changes and the controversial additions. I mean, when you say it's controversial, I really wonder how bad those have to be. How bad do you have to be to have it so most people online say that the changes they've made in this are bad? I saw, like, almost no defenders online when, again, I didn't want to go into spoilers, so I didn't read too much, but I saw... this arc includes choices that result in dialogue changes and can lead to bad ends. Do you want to see these choices? Now, I think, and I might be wrong, and we might, fuck this up, and I don't have the best of memories, the best of memory. I would have assumed that assuming the choices are the same choices and bad endings in PS2 version, I would assume I've already seen the bad endings in the PS2 version. Now, there's a chance that these bad choices and bad endings might be completely new to this release. So we might lose it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt the choices and highlight correct answers because I like seeing it. And then we're just going to assume that we've already seen all the bad endings and the bad paths. We've already taken those in our PS2 playthrough, and we'll just risk potentially seeing or missing a bad ending that might be new for this release. That we'll just take. We'll just take that. Someone's trying to get a hold of me on Discord. One quick sec. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to prompt choices and highlight. Now, it's so warm. Now, the best way... Can I do... Oh, so skip unread text off. We want skip unread text on would mean unread text would be skipped. We don't want that. So now, if I hit skip and it starts going, this... I should have checked my old playthrough to see even if it just started here. But we're going to be clicking skip a lot, I would assume. Here we go. Oh, this is a great experience. I'm sure there are people who would hope that I would read at this pace. Oh, it stopped. Okay, so I remember, okay, so this is almost like, now again, this was back in beginning of March. So right now it's September 22nd. So more than 6 months ago, about 6.5 months ago is when we first read Miotsukushi PS2. And I remember liking it too. So I even remember that intro thing where she woke up. I remember the background things. I'm getting caught in some cables. So yeah, our first pause here is apparently, oh, that's right, by Rika. My groggy mind. Okay, so we'll just have to, so I can't hit, I don't think I can hit my normal buttons here. I think I just have to hit, we'll be using mouse controls most of the time here. My groggy mind and my fuzzy memories cleared right up. I remembered I had just come back through time and I'd returned to that time period.
Takano. Mio.
And we're going to do it just like we had done before. If it's a voice thing, we'll let the Japanese voice do it, and then I'll read after it. Mio, Takano. Okay, so I'm going to assume... Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the difference here and why it's pausing is because it's a different Rika voice. That it didn't... There's probably a term for it, there's probably a word for it, but it's... We're hearing the normal Rika voice and not the lower monotone, I'm tired of all this shit Rika voice. I assume that's kind of what's happening here. Right. I'm like almost sure that that's probably what this is. Because I would assume it's not just like she's saying different things than she did in the original thing. And it's pausing when she's saying stuff. Now, you can make an argument to me where you say, Austin, even if you confirm that and it is just her speaking voice is different, then you don't have to read it or anything. But I'm literally, if it pauses for whatever reason, we will read it, even if it just means it's because of Rika's voice. All right, we're well established 15 minutes in. This is what the Omote experience is gonna be like on this channel. Hanyu, what day is it now? What year, month, and day? I ask that same question right at the start every single time. But even so. Hanyu? Now you're probably like, Austin, if you're reading it, it's so disjointed when she's just saying one word or a sentence and then you skip a bunch and then it's another sentence. I know you can't see my face right now, but this is the face of someone who doesn't care. Like I said, this is to go through the speed. This is like the best of all worlds. Is that a phrase? The best of both worlds. Hannah Montana. We're seeing the differences. We're going fast. I'm still doing my stupid shit where I read voice things. We all get to just hang out, all right? And I'm not gonna say this. A big reason why we're doing this Monday stream where it's gonna be just like half an hour or 45 minutes. I wanted to see what it was actually like, but I also want to just get it out of what all this like preamble and talking about this and how we're gonna do this and handle this out of the way, so that then like tomorrow when we do our normal Higurashi reading, we just pick right up. I don't have to explain myself again. If you somehow didn't watch this and then you skip to the next one because you're an insane person, I don't know, then you're going to be confused maybe. But that's the chance we take in life. Hanyu? Hanyu? What's the matter, Hanyu? This is weird. Hanyu? 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 You get to hear me just say Hanyu a bunch. You're shouting weird things in the middle of the night. Is something wrong? Me? It's nothing.
ですか？
Hanyu, can you hear me? Hanyu. Now this is also like overall us doing this really fast is like almost like a weird reintroduction to all the main cast because we've spent so long now in the advanced arcs and different characters, Natsumi, Tomoe, all of the characters like outside of the main cast now for, again, like I said, like months. So we're kind of like we're dipping our toes back into our feet, dipping our hands, our whole body back into the warm water or the cold water, warm, that is the main cast. Hanyu, can you hear me, Hanyu? Answer me! Hanyu! Hanyu! Feeling shocked, and finally recognized the implications of that fact, I fell down to my knees on the spot. My greatest ally, who wasn't reliable at all, but who still managed to maintain my peace of mind all this time. Oh, should we get this? So I could go. It's the doll. We recognize those characters now. Bus stop. Trash pile. Good stuff, good stuff. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling. Sorry, you're gonna see a lot more of the mouse here. Generally, I like to keep, obviously, mouse off of this, but you know. The classroom really filled with lively lunchtime clamor. Groups of friends clustered together and opened their lunchboxes and began picking out one another side dishes. Oh, here we go. It's like a, you know, it's just such a funny experience because, again, I vaguely remember. I know I just got done talking about how bad my memory is and stuff, and it is, but like I vaguely remember, even as it's going at the speed of light, like I remember these scenes and the order of things and it all, and it's just so funny to see now just blazing fast. What is this? Never in my life have I seen, heard, or eaten anything that absurd. Anyway. Don't you go to another school, Shion-san? What are you even doing here at this hour?
他人のことを管理する前にまずはご自分の管理をしっかりなさいませ。
Sort out your own misbehavior before you start telling other people what to do.
進歩が今日もに持ってるか好ききでもでは
Then,
これはいかがかしら。
what do you think of this? I assume it's the same thing with Satoko that we were talking about with Rika before. I think Satoko has a slightly different, like, tone of voice than it was in the other version. I bet that's the case. I bet that's why it's stopping here. Don't tell me if I'm wrong, though. I don't care to know. No, actually, I do care. If there's anyone in the comments that wants to sound off exactly and tell me, confirm that I'm right, or tell me I'm dumb and stupid and wrong, do that as well. I'm gonna offer Shion advice. Fortunately, Chie-sensei is facing away from me. As soon as I noticed that, I quickly pulled a notebook out of my desk, wrote down a message, and held it up towards Shion. Ah, yes, appease the curry. Excuse me, ma'am. I'll have curry and rice. And make it 4 large helpings, please. Now, I will also say, for the people that watch these streams as in an alternate tab or in the background as you're working on something or playing something or I don't know, doing art, whatever you may be doing, this is probably not the most enjoyable experience. Me interjecting every once in a while, and then you just hear but again, it should go quick. I think this whole arc, unless there's like a part they've drastically changed or inserted that is super long, I would not be surprised if we finish it potentially at this rate over today, tonight, tomorrow night, and then like maybe even Saturday. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, though. Normally there'd be one more slightly meek person here with us, but for the past week she wasn't here. When I first transferred here, she was always hanging out with Satoko and teasing me, but at the same time she always seemed worried about something. I don't know why, but one day she put up a wall and distanced herself from us. Could I have done something to upset her? I consider that, but when I asked Mion, she said that probably wasn't the case. Besides, I'm not the only one she's been avoiding. Mion, Rina, and even her housemate Satoko. Seriously though, I wonder what's wrong with Rika-chan. Rika-chan. I guess lunch will be over soon. Just 20 days left. Hanyu. It'll be alright. As long as. So, lead on. Should. To protect. I think it said Omote. I think Omote. We're going with Omote from here on out. She? Omote. I always thought Omote sounded more right anyway.
There's... Huh?
I had no idea every single one of them was aware of our club activities. And the next day.
よ。
よろしくお願いします。こっちも
あな
Oh yeah, I remember this
そういう
too.
ことですわ。
Precisely.
さて、私たち相手にどこまで楽しませてもらえるのか、とくと拝見させていただきますわ。
Now the time has come for us to see what extent our adversaries will be able to entertain us. Where's my mouse? I gotta make sure I'm clicking the right thing.
んあ
みんな、それ、
あ
悪いし、まだと、り、僕、
み
さあ、
の
It's the can game.
さて
The kicking can game or whatever.
三人劇、や、
48
6位、や、も、でも、
や
もし、
お
で、次、はじめ、なのです。さあ、と、で、
おげ
でも、隠したよね、よ、アウト、あ、さて、まだ、
お
さあ、ひょっとして、シオン、
Maybe that's actually Shion?
いえ、そうでもなさそうなのです。
No, I don't think that's the case.
この世界は、一体、
What on earth is this world?
どうして、
Why?
あ、そうか。
Ah, I see.
アウトなのって、あ、まだ、もう、ダメ。ま、ケイイチさんは最近負けが込んでますし、敗者の立場になってお考えになりたくなる気持ちもわからないわけじゃありませんけど。
Well, Keiichi-san, it's true that you've been losing a lot lately, so I can understand why you'd sympathize with the losers.
勝負は勝ってこそ意味があるものでしてよ。
But a game only has meaning when you're playing to win.
ゲームでも、
お前
そろそろ、
ふざけんじゃね
どうする？
えだからよーしみんな俺はだからあそれ
It can't be.
やっぱり、それでこそ、ケイイチなのです。
After all, that's Keiichi for you.
ケイイチ、
Keiichi,
あなたなら見せてくれますですか？
could you be the one to finally show it to me?
不愉快な時間を打ち破るちっぽけな奇跡を。
The small miracle that can tear down this detestable time?
てーいちょっ
よ、
Doink.
シンさん、
二人とも
バッチリです、ケイイチさん。
と
じゃな、むこちょんだって、
Well,
背番号が逆さまなんですのよ。
the numbers on their backs are upside down.
ノージェだ、ここから先はグッそれ
大輝
マカクヒノージ
お
ェじゃ、それじゃ
うわ
もってん
Of course, I couldn't let her pick up on my mental instability, so I maintained my wider field of focus and assumed a resolute posture. Reina must be feeling just as anxious as me. The more balanced the powers of us are, the more crucial opportunity one's movements give to the other. So we have to be vigilant of opportunities of attack. So in that case, the most optimal strategy is to carefully study your opponent and be prepared to launch a counterattack. Whoever moves first will be at a disadvantage. However, unlike me, Rina must feel pressured for time since she also needs to go help Satoko deal with Daiki and Suguru. And that impatience will force her to launch a brute force attack, which is, of course, a perfect opportunity for me.
さの
だ
で
であ
ま
Whoa!
しゃそれ
あ
です。
We did it. Bam.
約束通り、我が部活への全員入部をここに宣言し、了承する。
Alright, as promised, I now acknowledge all of you as members of this club. Woo!
任せる。だから、
俺は
けけけ。
頑張れよ君なら話
最初は私もレナさんもそう考えていましたわ。
At first, Rina-san and I thought so.
もう少しひなみ沢の生活に慣れてからでも遅くないのではございませんのって。
Would it not be better to give him, to have him spend a little more time getting used to life in Hinamizawa?
ケイツ、あの時はさごみぱごめんなさいと後でちゃんと謝りましたわ。
I apologized for it afterwards, didn't I?
高野さんはしおんさんと同じぐらいしつこいお方ですわね。
Takano-san, you're just as persistent as Shion-san.
そしてそして
さとそうでございましたわ。
Huh? Ah, that's right.
それでは高野さんお願いしてもよろしいかしら。
Takano-san, may we start now?
はいはいそれじゃ行きましょう。
バカ
Idiot.
リな
Me.
もうそうい今
時間も計って
ありが
で
いつからリカはひまわりになったんですの？
Since when did you turn to the sunflower, Rika?
了解ですわ。
Anyway, understood.
私もとっととこのテストを終わらせて呼びに行きますから待ってていてくださいませ。
I will call for you as soon as this test is complete, so please wait for me.
それじゃあ次
前原委員長
Class Representative Maibara.
今日のパーティーはきっと大盛り上がりなのですよ。
I'm sure the party today is going to be quite an exciting affair.
信じ
俺を
それこそ考えても仕方ないのですが
Though thinking about it won't do me any good.
情けないのです。
How miserable.
ならその運命とやらを俺がぶち壊してやろうじゃないか。
Here we go. My own survival. My own survival. No, that's wrong. I always thought that up until now, but it's not good enough. Even if I know the identity of my killer, I think that's I'm trying to pick options I don't think I picked the first time, and that's why I don't think we're skipping this, because I think I picked the other one last time. Because I remember this choice. Even if I know the identity of my killer, if I don't know their motivation, this will go on like this forever. Even with Takano gone, depending on the situation, they might just dispatch a second or third assassin. That's right. The most important thing is uncovering Takano's conspiracy. Not the one I picked.
厳しいかもしれませんです。
This might be tough. Once I thought about it, I realized how infeasible it seemed, and shook my head. For now, it'll take time and credible evidence to get them on my side. While they certainly have the most effective means to combat Takano, it will be difficult to earn their support. Next, I should try to think of someone willing to help me investigate this conspiracy.
せめて赤坂がいればなんて願いすぎでしょうか。
If only Akasaka were here. Is it too much to wish for that? Yes, it is. And then, the third group, thought about having Keiichi and the club members help me find the truth. Toмотake. No, that's wrong. I need to think harder and organize my thoughts. The most dependable person to have on my side is
やっぱりケイチ
Toмотake.
ですね。
That's right. It's Keiichi. I whisper that to nobody in particular while picturing Keiichi's face. Now I'm just always picking the wrong choice. But it's not gonna give us a bad ending or anything. Right.
理解
あと一緒ではまた来週の
Bam.
方です。
Another section done. We're so fast.
よーし
Alright.
車に気をつけるのよ。
ケイチくんはいってなんだかワクワク。今はとケイちゃんずっと何をのんきに冠婚葬祭の一般常識をお話ししてるのでございますの？
Why are you speaking of the conventions of ceremonial occasions?
そんな話をしている場合ではありませんのよ。
This is no time to be discussing that.
来なければ
Him.
も
でも
いや
でも にしてもものすごい数でございますわ。
Anyway, this is a tremendous number of people.
村の半分以上の人間がお集まりになっているようですわね。
It seems like more than half of the village is gathered here. Who is that? Some off-camera laughing.
そもそもミオンさん、
First of all, Mion-san,
村長さんにこのパーティーのことどのようにお伝えになったんですの？
how exactly do you go about telling the mayor about this party?
私のあれ？でもなんだかよくわかんないけど変な気分。
But something about that makes me feel weird for some reason.
だけどやっぱり可愛いからお持ち帰り。
Still, I'm sure it'll be cute. I just want to take it home with me. Good, that's there.
火をこのままだと。
How?
これからはお母さんって呼んでいいからね。
Now, tips. Are the tips potentially going to be new? Will these allow us to skip a text as well?
おや、何してるんだい？
Oh, what are you doing? Perfect.
そう。
Oh,
それ
perfect.
母さんの分は
Hot diggity dog. This is perfect for us. The surrounding area was already pitch black.
参った。しかし、でも、
だからみんなにだっけ。
そんな。俺、
だ
Just to be on the safe side, we might end once it cuts to another clean break.
圭一
Keiichi.
圭一
Keiichi.
でも運命の導きまさか
Is this fate at work? Possible.
でも
But
こんばさ
やつに、
今度そ
あ
お
か、そ、だ、
ぼ
理解、いや、
違う圭一
that's wrong, Keiichi.
え？
Huh?
この子を導いてあげてあなただけが頼りな
Guide
の
that child. Please, I can only rely on you. What?
この子を導いてあげて
Guide that child.
圭一み
む、理解、
答えてください
Why did Rika-chan have such a sharp, antagonistic tone today? And the strong light in her eyes made it clear she wouldn't tolerate careless answers. So, I organized my thoughts and earnestly put them together.
そうだな。正直言って、わからない。
Right. Honestly, I don't know.
もし
も、
本当にすべて運命によって定められた出来事
All has been predetermined by fate.
僕は
I
この運命を何百回何千回と続けてきました
I've continued to endure this fate hundreds, even thousands of times.
そしてまた同じ時間を経てあなたたちとこうしてここにいます
And here I am again, with all of you just the same as always.
そんな厳しい現実を知ってしまった人間にとって気安い慰めは虚しくそして腹立たしく思えるものです
For people aware of that harsh reality, naive reassurances are empty and frustrating.
力になる運命と戦うなんて口にするのは簡単でしょう
Lending your strength and fighting fate, those are easy things to say, aren't they?
なら 今まで一度もうまくいったことのない現実を幾千度も見てきた僕に、あなたはそれに代わる何かを見せてくれるというのですか？
So, if you've seen 1,000 realities and never succeeded in any of them, what can you show me that would change anything?
あなたには初めて見せることになると思います。
I think this is the first time I've ever shown you.
そう、これが本当の僕です。
Yes, this is the real me.
フルでリカのもう一つの姿です。
The other form of Rika Furude.
僕は自分の死で閉じられたこの時間をもう数えきれないほど繰り返して生きてきたのですよ。
I've lived through the time leading up to my own death over and over again.
信じられないという顔ですね。
Your face says you don't believe me.
でもこれは夢ではないのです。
But this is no dream.
僕とあなた、ここにいる二人だけが見ているたった一つの現実なのです。
You and I are the only ones here witnessing this solitary reality.
答えてください、ケイイチ。
Please answer me, Keiichi.
あなたは僕に一体何を見せてくれるというのですか？
What on earth are you going to show me?
俺はリカちゃん。
It's only natural. If a girl who was always smiling and laughing in a cheerful voice suddenly started saying something crazy, anyone would doubt their ears.
答えてください、ケイイチ。
Please answer me, Keiichi.
リカ。
Huh?
そうですね。
Right.
僕の言ってることを信じてもらえたのは何千回の中のほんの数回だけ。
In the thousands of times I've gone through this, there have only been a few times someone believed what I had to say.
無理もないのです。
That's understandable.
こんな話信じる方が不思議だと思いますのですよ。
It would be even weirder if you did believe a story like this.
だから。
So...
え
Huh?
と
あのさ、
Whoops,
Rika-chan.
I hit the wrong button. As I stood there bewildered, Keiichi put a hand on my shoulder and deeply nodded to reassure me.
ケイイチ。
Keiichi!
それに俺だけじゃない。レナたちにも相談すればきっとリカちゃんの力になってくれるさ。
And it's not just me. If you talk to Rina and the others, I'm certain they'll help you.
そうだ、明日早速このことを話して。
Yeah, let's tell them about this tomorrow.
待ってください。
Hold on!
このことはまだみんなには話さないでください。
No, don't tell the others about this yet.
どうして？
Why?
絶対ミオンたちだってリカちゃんの話を信じてくれる。
Mion and the others would definitely believe you, Rika-chan.
だったら頼れる仲間は一人でも多い方がいいじゃないか。
In which case, wouldn't it be better to have more friends to rely on?
ええ、あなたは僕の話を信じてくれました。
Yeah, you believed me.
だからみんなもひょっとしたら信じてくれるかもしれない。
So the others will probably believe too.
でもその先は
But what then?
どうやって戦えばいいのか考えはあるのですか？
Do you have any idea how we can fight this?
でも見つからなかったら。
But what if we can't find one?
ええ、分かっていますのです。
Yeah, I understand.
僕はものすごく臆病になっていると自分でも思います。
I've become extremely cowardly.
でも前の世界ではみんなにこの真実を打ち明けました。
But I told everyone the truth in the previous world.
そのせいでみんな僕の目の前で死んでしまいました。
And because of that, everyone died right before my eyes.
確かに敵が誰なのかはもう分かっていますのです。
It's true that I already know the identity of my enemy.
でもこんな世界は初めてだからどう動いていいのかが分からないのです。
But this is my first time in a world like this, so I don't know how to move forward.
良かれと思って真相を打ち明けて行動しても それが危険につながることだってありえます。
Even if you think it's a good idea to confess the truth, it can still be dangerous.
そしてきっとこの世界が僕にとって最後の機会
And I'm certain this world will be my last chance.
だから、当たって砕けろなんて冒険はできないのです。
That's why I can't afford to take any risks.
僕にこの力を授けてくれたもう一人の僕、
My power was given to me by another me.
いつも何度転生しても僕のそばにいたはずの仲間がいないのです。
A friend who was always by my side, no matter how many times I reincarnated, who is no longer here.
ということはひょっとしたら今度失敗すると僕はもう生まれ変わってやり直すことができないかもしれないのです。
That means if I fail this time, I may not be able to be reborn. I may not be able to be reborn and try again. No, Keiichi and the others should still be able to live happy lives, but if I get them involved, then in the worst case scenario.
怖いのです。
I'm afraid.
信じることが今は
To believe right now.
俺をでも
圭一、
Keiichi.
今まで負け続けなのにそれを信じろというのですか。
You're telling me to believe that even though we failed every time up until now?
俺たちは負けない。
Heh, heh.
呆れるくらいに正直なのですよ。あなたは
Your honesty is frankly amazing.
それにとんでもないバカなのです。
And you're so ridiculously foolish.
でもだからこそ僕はこの秘密を打ち明けようと思いました。
But that's why I wanted to reveal my secret to you.
僕を子供扱いか妄言吐きと見て聞き流すような人だったらここまで危険を冒してみようとは考えなかったでしょう。
If you were the sort of person to view me as a child seeing and hearing delusions, you wouldn't have even considered taking this risk.
いいえ、嬉しいのです。
No, I'm glad.
圭一はずっとそうでした。
You've always been like this, Keiichi.
そしてそれがあなたの強さでした。
And that was your greatest strength.
圭一、見せてくれますか。
Keiichi, can you show it to me?
僕が信じてもいいと思えるあなたの奇跡。
The miracle you can create if I believe in you?
そしてこの世界の可能性を
And the possibilities that lay in this world?
ええ、もちろんなのです。
Yes, of course.
ありがとう圭一。
Thank you, Keiichi.
今はこの手を握ってくれるだけでいいのです。
For now, all you have to do is keep holding my hand.
僕の近くで僕が道化のように戦う姿を見ているだけの観客でいてください。
Please stay nearby, in the audience watching me clown about the... Please stay nearby, in the audience watching me clown about in this fight. Yeah, clown about.
でも
Is that what?
一つだけお願いします。圭一、
But I do have just one request, Keiichi.
僕が舞台から転げ落ちそうになった時は席を離れても受け止めてください。
If the time comes that I'm about to fall off the stage, please be ready to leave your seat and catch me.
それさえ約束してくれれば僕はまだ頑張ろうと思えますのです。
If you can just promise me that, I think I'll be able to give it my all.
僕のお願い聞いてくれますか。
Will you do as I ask, Keiichi?
ああ、きっと。
Perfect. All right, we'll call it there. All right, so tomorrow should be as normal as this is. a normal Higurashi reading stream, and we'll just what verb do I want to use? Plow through this arc as fast as we can, because as a broken machine sounding as it is, after this we have literally just one more actual arc to read, and it's like a big side story thing. And then after that, we have one goofy ass like thing, like arc, little story, not even an arc, you'd probably just call it a story, side story thing. I think it's another like beach or pool thing, something along those lines. And then it's the epilogue, and then we're done. And then it's we gotta do a character tier list, and then we are done with Higurashi. So really, once this is over, we have literally like one more stretch of like a real medium-sized like arc thing. And even that shouldn't last, in theory, too long. And once we get to that, I probably want to do like a, you know, a couple of days, maybe a stream where we like really like tackle them hard. Because, like I said, not like I'm trying to just get it over with, but Higurashi has been on this channel now for the past 2 years. And it's time to move on. I want to see it all. I want to do it. I want to finish it and say I've done it all that I've committed to. But it's going to be... It'll be great when it's all done. That's what I would say. So... that'll be tomorrow. We'll read more of this. I don't know. I mean, if we start early enough, would we... If we start early enough, I mean, I don't pretend to know how much of this and how much, because like even that one lasted quite some time. That little section we just read took some time just because it kept hanging up on all of what Rika was saying. But anytime there's going to be like Rika, or I guess Satoko, like dialogue, it should just be over like an instant. So yeah, tomorrow should be interesting. Once we get a couple, because I mean, this was less than an hour, and we got, I think, quite far into the arc already. So a few hours of this, and it might just be over, if not close to over, based on a couple things. So again, if you're doing this and you're like, why the hell are you even doing it? Don't worry about it. If you want to see Miotsukushi in its full, the PS2 original version, which according to the internet is the best and better version of it, that's all on, like I said, parts 96 to 105. I think this is part 151, so that's how far back you gotta go. It's back in like early March, early April. Higurashi streams. I'm gonna take a BRB, I'm gonna get Process of Elimination loaded up, and we'll read that for the next hour and a half to 2 hours, so I'll be back shortly.